Good evening, our viewers, and welcome to our new episode of your daily show Achievements. I'm your host Abdul Latif, and I have with me my colleague Fatma Al-Hajari. Good evening, Fatma.
Good evening, Abdul Latif, and good evening, dear viewers. As he just mentioned, this is your program Achievements. Of course, every time we have different guests talking about different topics, so stay tuned after this report.
A successful identity is built on things a person has done. Your most important accomplishments are a very important way for you to measure your success. Colleagues, competitors, and the general public can look at a person's achievements to figure out how successful they are. Most of the time, putting in a lot of work pays off. Most people think a successful life is one of a lot of things to be proud of. When you finish a task, you win over problems or other people. Achieve means to work together to reach a hard and challenging goal. Everyone should be ready to help out and work together if they need to. There are many ways to reach your goal, but in the end, it's up to you to decide how it will pay out in your life. In their careers, some people want to get rich and will be well known. Some people think that even small victories are reasons to have a party. We're all different, so we all have our own thoughts on everything. In the end, though, everyone wants to be happy, and everything you do in life will help you to get closer to that ultimate goal.
Welcome back, dear viewers. We are here with us with a unique lady with a unique achievement as well. She has a rare gift to create dolls, handcraft figures, and she's an artist with a worldwide reputation. Her achievements not just in Kuwait but all around the world. So please welcome with us Anoud Al Khalfan. It's a pleasure to have you here in the studios of Achievements.
Thank you. Pleasure's mine. Thank you.
Hello, Anoud. Anoud, we just wanted to say thank you for accepting our invitation to be here with us.
Mine. Thank you.
We wanted to ask you about your early steps in this passion, and how did you start at creating dolls?
I've been creating dolls in my childhood, like any other kid. I've been collecting them, like Barbie dolls, stuffed dolls. And back then I used to play with them, color them, and change heads, you know, like a kid when I was in young age. And one day I was mesmerized by one of my dolls, and I was telling myself, like, I can do my own. So I started gluing a piece of paper on a piece of cloth, and that's how it started. I made my first doll.
Of course, I think that's a very interesting way to start, especially if you're interested in dolls at a very young age. And I think it's creative how you made that piece of paper into a doll, of course. So how did that affect you, your home background? How did that affect you in becoming an artist now?
Honestly, back then, my mom, she's into craft world herself. She's doing gift boxing, paper crafting. So I was using her tools, and she was helping me, and I got my ideas from her, and she's been fascinated and scared at the same time, because I've been like coming with the idea of making dolls. So that was my home ground. So yeah.
Of course, I think that's very important to have support from the family, especially your mother, to actually help you with your achievements and the things that you're interested in. And of course, I think we have a question. I think the first handcraft doll must have been special, right? Yeah. So can you tell us about it?
My first doll was my sister's. It was for her birthday. Her reaction was everything, because she was surprised and happy. So yeah, that was my first doll.
Of course, I think that's amazing that the first doll that you actually made, you gifted it to someone who can enjoy it. I think it's beautiful. It's a way of appreciation, showing your love for your sister.
Yeah. It's actually crafty, and I think that means that you are a smart person since you were a kid. And you told us before the interview also that you did it when you were 9 years old.
That's how I started, yeah.
Yes, but who taught you at first? How did you learn it?
Honestly, I've been like I said, I collect dolls. And I've been mesmerized. Whenever I hold any new doll, like a stuffed Barbie doll, I just look at it and I want to copy it, you know, not just by drawing. Because all of us, like when we were like in kids, we just draw and play with the toys and that kind of stuff. For me, I just want to create. I just want to mix stuff.
You were more handy.
I want to copy. Yes, I was handy. That's
of course.
yeah, that's the word. So.
I think it's very interesting the way you put it. That a lot of kids, you know, they like to paint usually. They don't create stuff. It's very hard for them to put things together, to create a doll, for example.
Yes.
And when it comes for you, I think sometimes it can be hard to actually create new dolls with new materials. So how do you learn? Do you learn with a YouTube channel? Do you watch videos or other artists who create dolls?
Honestly, back then I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and drawings. I've been watching this kind of videos, drawing, even for sewing machine, how to use the sewing machine because I was young. So I started with how to use the clay because I've been using so many materials just to create a doll.
Of
So
course,
that's how it
I think
started.
that's interesting to actually use the clay to
Yeah.
mold the doll. I think it's very
all about molding
creative.
back then.
And you also use your own materials when it comes to the
Yes.
clothing. I can see here on the
Yes.
dolls. It's very interesting because it has like an Arabian
Yes,
background.
it's all textile. So
Of course, and
Yeah.
each one is completely different from the other. And do you think, in a way, do they represent you in life?
actually, my dolls, like each doll has a story by itself, and you know, like us people, it's to represent people. It represent my imagination. Whenever I do my sketches, whenever I go to a cafe shop and look at the people, look at the fashion shows, and you know,
You get inspired.
I just get
usually.
inspired by people overall.
It's good. And also, but I wanted to ask you also, how much time it take you to create one doll?
Honestly, it depends. Before, everyone thinks it depends on the size. Honestly, no, it depends on the design or the person itself, because I do custom as well for people. So it takes from 3 to a week. The longest doll I've been make a month.
I think
was
that's,
small- the
that's a
smallest.
very long time because
it
it
is.
takes a lot of
Dep-
details,
yes,
maybe.
Just go through the details and the mood. It depends.
Of course.
Too
And
long,
the face.
yes.
I think for the artist, usually they have to be
Yeah, it's
in
like
the
I'm
right
doing
mood
it's
to
these
create
like
their art.
my canvases, you know. Like
Yes.
I'm a painter and I do my art on the waiting to transfer a piece of fabric into art.
Of course.
Did you take also some courses, online courses?
I did actually, but not about dolls, about the drawing, portrait drawings, sewing. Yeah, that's kind of basics I took. So yeah.
So were there other galleries or workshop that you participated in to show your art, especially these amazing dolls?
Actually, I've been participating with a workshop like art, a normal painting artist. And yeah, that's all. But I'm planning to do my own gallery in the future, inshallah. So
And hopefully you will get an invitation to come and see it. I think because their work, it's very artistic, it's kind of unique, it has its own style. And I think a lot of people really appreciate this kind of art.
yeah.
And also, I know a lot of people who actually collecting these types of dolls. But you started a business, right?
Yeah.
When
did.
exactly?
I started back in college, and I used to have like a booth, you know, this kind of weekly exhibits for booth whoever having this kind of handcrafting, food, this kind of every weekly they doing this for the students. So I had my booth and I've been presenting a keychain size dolls, and one of the my customer back then, one of the students come to me and he just requested his own doll, actually for his friend. And the other day, his friend come to me just to get his doll again, the other person. So that's how it started.
I think
As a
Can you
business,
tell us-
that's how it turned into business.
Yes, and can you tell us about the first time you sold your doll? You have a story, of course.
Yeah. The story behind it, it was that person who get it for his friend, his birthday, and that friend he came back to me to order his doll and also the rest of his friends, the Duaniyas, as a keychain doll.
I think
So-
it's very interesting because it's beautiful the way you created these dolls and to make them into keychains. I think
Yes.
it's very cute because you imagine like you have a keychain with a doll
Yeah.
that represents yourself
it's
or
like
your
phone
friends.
size.
Yeah, of course.
That's
and I think
big.
No, it's like size.
it's kind of petite and small.
Yeah, you can hold it even for the car hanger. So that's the idea of it as a keychain.
Of course. And do you plan on giving classes when it comes to creating these dolls? Because I think a lot of our dear viewers can be really interested in learning how to create such amazing dolls.
Of course, I'm gonna give for 2 levels, all levels, because the dolls
It can be very hard.
Yeah, it's very
I
hard.
can't
It needs
imagine.
time. So
Yes.
the advanced level also as well is gonna be not that for the basics. I'm gonna teach. Yeah.
Welcome back, our dear viewers. Tonight we're having with us a special guest who started developing and connecting dots in personal computer to make, of course, a whole setup out of nothing. Although he started in the field later on, yet he had already have more than 100 setups. Of course, that's a very big number without even stating this part of work. So please welcome with us Mr. Abdulrahman Al-Sarraf. Welcome, Abdulrahman, to our show Achievements.
Thank you, and good evening, and thank you for having me here on the ground to talk about my passion and how I started from A to Z to building PC. And I hope everyone will get good information about this, my passion and PC.
You're welcome, Abdulrahman. Abdulrahman, actually, you have a nice passion, and I also have it. So we have it both in common.
Yeah.
But Abdulrahman, I wanted to ask you about your early steps. When did you start and how?
Well, I started in 2001. I was playing in online games with my friends, and I have played and I have seen an issues with my playing, and I have a bad monitor, and I have a heating of my PC, my first PC that was a basic and a regular PC, that I have searched on the internet how I can make my how I can achieve the best experience in playing games. That I have ordered the new parts and components from the internet. That's why I have started my PC building. I have ordered too many parts and PC components. That we build a new PC for a gaming to have a good experience.
So at first you started only for gaming?
Yeah, only for gaming.
But at 2001, 2002, and at these years, the PC parts were a little bit old and already lagging and jamming a lot. So did it become useful for you to learn a lot and to maybe become a mechanic for the PC and how to build it?
Yeah, and since that year it was hard to find the parts and the PC components here in the stores. So all the parts was old, and you cannot find it here in the stores. So you need to bring a new gaming PC from outside. You cannot find any parts from here. That was the hardest things in that.
Of course, I think this is one of the main reasons why you started working on the PC is you had a lot of issues with jamming.
Yeah.
So this is the start where you learned from your errors. I think that got you interested in how the PC works and how we can learn from your mistakes. So what was one of the biggest mistakes you made at first? Because I think it's very delicate machine parts. So how did you handle that?
So first thing, I have ordered too many PC parts that can fit on the main part in the PC is the motherboard. I have ordered them and waited them from 2 to 3 months. Then it's all come parts, and I have installed it from A to Z. I have too many. I have did too many mistakes and set up this PC. I have broken too many parts. I have.
I think that must have been expensive when it came to ordering parts every time.
Yeah, I must wait again another 1 to 2 months to get a new parts. That's why I have too many mistakes that I have learned to make a PC from A to Z.
Of course, I think it's amazing to be passionate about what you like and to find that passion from the error and mistakes and learn from them and to become who you are today and to have you here in the show, of course. So we'd like to know more about your first setup. So can you tell us more in details?
Yeah. Well, my first setup was in 2005. We all gathered with my friends. We have a big room that we have prepared for online gaming and LAN gaming. So we all decided to order the new generation of PC gaming parts, the new graphic cards, the new motherboards that we have ordered have too many components, and we did it together. And it took from us maybe from 1 day to 2 days installing this PC parts.
I think that's a lot of hours.
Yeah,
2 days.
It took all
that's
of
a lot of
our time. Yeah.
Yes, but it must have been worth it at the end.
Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, we have now 8 to 9 PCs with this our large room, and we are playing together with LAN and online gaming.
Of course, Abdul Latif is a gamer too, so I think that's something you have in common.
Yes, and since you have 9 gamings, of course, did you maybe thought about creating your own maybe competitive esports team?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
you
we
did
like
that?
yeah, we did. We did it together, and we played online with another teams and groups.
And was it maybe interested? Did you maybe participated in some competitions here in Kuwait?
We haven't yet. We have fun when we are playing together, not when, with another players.
So, of course, since you have built your own PC and you have too many experience,
Yeah.
can you tell us about which is the best part that I need to change every 2 years or 1 year?
Yeah. Well, you have to maintain or maintenance your PC every 6 months and or every 1 year. You must clean your PC. There's too many dusts. There's too many parts you need to repair it. You must change the thermal paste. You need to check up your PC. It's just like a car. It's need too many maintenance.
Of
Every
course.
year or every month?
Every 6 months or every 1 year.
So is it something that is noticeable for everyone who is playing the game of PC to actually know that the parts need to be fixed, or they need to be changed or cleaned or brushed? Is it noticeable for them, or do they need to go to a specialist for that?
I think from my perspective, they don't need to go to specialists because this is PC what I built. I built it from my customization PC from A to Z. Yani I choose the motherboard, I choose the graphic cards, I choose every part I need to put it in this PC. That if I do it myself, I know which part is broken. The PC can tell you from the BIOS, if you had something mistake, you cannot fix it. You can Google it, or you can search in the internet. They told you try this one first and try this one. If it's work, it's okay. If it's not work, you can find it and Google it in the internet.
Of course,
or you can use the YouTube. How to fix, how to change, how to upgrade.
Well, dear viewers, there's a lot of different ways for the setups, and I'm sure we'd like to learn more from you, Abdulrahman, to tell us more about the different ways. Can you tell us, please?
Yeah. Well, there's two ways of buying a PC. There is already assembled PC. You can buy it and use it. And there is the second one is to buy a components and the parts, and you build it from A to Z.
What do you suggest?
I suggest you to do it yourself, to know which or to customize it and how you want it. The lights or the size of the PC. How many
the type of the cooler?
Yeah, the cooler, the RGB lights. If you want the bigger PC, small PC, how many fans do you want?
What also you're going to do it for?
Yeah, what you will use it for. So everyone is asking me, I want to use it for a disk or the workshop. Someone asked me, I want to use it for gaming. Someone asking me for financial work. So it depends what you need to use it for.
So I have an interesting information that I knew from before. You are a lieutenant colonel at the Ministry of Defense.
Yes.
MashaAllah, that's a good thing.
Thank you.
And also you have your own passion, and you've been building, customizing your own PCs, which takes a long time to do it. Sometimes it takes a week, days. So how do you manage time between building your own PCs and customizing for your customers and doing your work?
Yeah. So now after I experience or I do too many PC builds, that I can do my work, and after my work I can do it in a fast or a short time. I can do it faster than before, and I have managed my time from the work. I can search of anything, any components, new components, and I can do it in a short time.
Of course, I think time management is very important,
Yeah, very
crucial
important.
when it
My
comes
work
to
and my passion. Yeah.
Since you have also many responsibilities.
Yes, I do.
And you have to combine between these two things.
Yeah.
And of course, also you, Fatma, you have maybe your own passion, hobbies that you do except your work, and you also have responsibilities for your family, for yourself. So both of us, we need some how to manage it, right?
Of
Yeah.
course, I think time management is very important for anyone in life in general, for work, for your hobbies, if you have a family, as you mentioned.
That's why after my work, it's a comfort zone for me. So I have forget all what I did in the work, and I do my passion and work in my house.
Of
Or my
course, so
small
you have your
workshop.
own workshop at
Yeah,
home.
I have a small workshop in my house, and I have a bigger one in my colleagues or friends' house.
Welcome back, our viewers. Tonight we're having with us a coach, but not like any other coach. He's been a mixed martial arts champion in Kuwait and in the Middle East. He took coaching to a whole new level when he started and kept going ever since. Please welcome with us the Kuwaiti champion, lifestyle and fitness coach, Mr. Badr Al-Duwaisan. Welcome, Mr. Badr, and thank you for being here with us at the show.
Thank you so much for having me, really.
It's our pleasure to have you here in Achievements.
The pleasure is mine, really. And I heard about your show, so I'm so excited to talk about it.
Of course, and we're very excited to learn more about your achievements and, of course, what you do when it comes to martial arts. Of course, you have a lot of different tips, and we have a lot of different questions for our dear viewers, so they can learn more about it.
Well, I'll be happy.
And of course, since you are like a school and a lifestyle coach, as we just said, we wanted to talk about your early steps and this passion and how did you start?
Well, I started when I was 10 years old by watching Bruce Lee back in the days. And I was trying to be like this person. So I participated in one of the clubs in Kuwait, which is Qadsiya Club. This is my first place that I went to. And I started doing Shotokan, which is the first martial arts I did. It's Shotokan by Coach Ali Hamiya. This guy who taught me a lot of things and a lot of good things that what made me who I am right now. So after that, I was like one of the first people who participate in the Kuwait international team. I was the first Kuwaiti international team in Kuwait, and starting doing championships the name of Kuwait. I was the first one with like a bunch of group. That was in '86. Never very been born, right?
I don't know, not yet.
So yeah, we from that time we started doing after the Karate Federation start appearing and it's been active. So all the tournaments, Kuwait tournaments and Kuwait championships starting since '86. So I was a champion since that time until '93 before I went to the States to go finish my school. So yeah, this period, it was the best period ever. It made me like a person with a lot of passion to sports and martial arts.
Of course, and when it comes to the championships you just mentioned, what are the types of championships that you participated in so far?
As I said at the beginning, I used to do Shotokan, which is one of the martial arts kinds.
Does it focus more on the defense or on the attack?
Well,
what does it focus on?
Anybody and any instructor, the right instructors, if you ask this right instructor and tell them what's karate means, it means the empty hand. And the hand without weapon.
Yes.
And martial arts, it's built on defense. You don't attack people.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you just defend yourself.
Yes.
So tournaments, it's all about, of course, like fights, but in a way which is you wouldn't like hurt yourself. But back in the days, before even karate went through the Olympic, it was so hard. And everything's like built on knockout, but now after they involve it in an Olympic, now it become a lot of rules in it, and it's all control and touch, and so it's become more safe. Yeah, but I went through really a lot of tournaments back in the days: Kuwait Championship, Gulf Championship, Asia World Championship. Back in the days in the States, I participated in many championships in the States. So it made me think about what's next for me as a Shotokan instructor. And I started teaching that style when I was like 18 years old. I was like the youngest instructor in Kuwait. So from that time, it made me have this passion aside of my school to learn how to teach.
And of course, since you started at a young age, do you advise us also to do this to our younger siblings, to let them join at the karate schools at a young age?
Well, for me, what I do right now is like I try to encourage all the kids to learn martial arts and teach them more about how you can control
themselves
yourself.
also.
Exactly, and how to have confidence. This is so important for the kids. And for example, say, I don't want to just focus more on martial arts. Even all kind of sports. If you teach your kids nowadays any kind of sports, it will change the way they think. This is what you need. You need a healthy kid. So when he grows up, he will be really a healthy person, away from a lot of stuff that which we do right now, the all wrong stuff that they do with the kids.
Of course, I think usually kids, they have a lot of energy and a lot of free time. So it's very important to let them invest in sports and something that is energetic, that they can exchange their energy. They can put all their energy in, whether it is martial arts, sports, and even gain like new friendships in meaningful ways. There is a strong connections with people, especially with the younger siblings and family members. When they join a team, they have this amazing connection with their teammates, and it's really builds their social life.
Totally right. And like I told you at the beginning, they build their own confidence. Because now, with all this electronic things that they're using, iPads, phones, and all this things that makes them sit down and do nothing and be in front of the monitor the whole day.
Yes.
That's what you build,
really
like a kid, which is this kid would be feeling a lot of stuff, and he cannot even go mingle with other kids. So sports is so important. Any kind of sport. We don't want to focus on only martial arts. Any kind of sports, kids need to get out and do something outside, better than sitting home and doing nothing.
Of course.
And also, I wanted to ask you about, when was your first coaching class?
Like I told you, I was 18 years old. My instructor, Mr. Ali Hamiya, hopefully I can see him again. He's not now, he's not here in the United States. He came to me and told me, I can see in you like an instructor.
You have the instructor quality.
Yes, exactly. Because this is what he saw in me. So he told me, why don't you just go teach the beginners teach them the basics. So I want them to take some of your experience. So yeah, from that time he built in me this kind of passion to teach, because there's a very important point. Anybody can go through any courses online and can get certificates
For coaching and training.
Anyone, anybody can do this, but does he have the talent to teach? This is a very different field. This is a very different world. Teaching is different. Like teachers at school, teachers at universities. This kind of talent, if you don't have it, even if you have all the certificates on the world, you're no good.
And can you tell us about who's your favorite kind of trainee?
I see what I do right now. I do because I do PTs and fitness, but martial arts is like it's my life. I shifted from Shotokan to Jiu-Jitsu Aikido, then from Jiu-Jitsu Aikido to kickboxing, then I made my own style, which is what they call it right now, the slang they call it street fighting, which is I teach you how to defend yourself in the street. So and now I don't teach my students to do tournaments. No, I teach them to defend themselves in the streets and they build their confidence, girls and boys.
Well, dear viewers, we have reached the end of our program Achievements. Of course, Abdulatif, this was a very productive episode and hope to see you again in another episode. Good night for now.
Goodbye.